Hey, this will be commentary for chapter 65 of my book, Multidimensional, which you can find on Kindle, or listen to for free as an audiobook, and links are in the description. So chapter 65 is called The Morning After. Okay, so in the previous chapters, I said there's a lot of consequences to this theory, that it will invalidate science, it will invalidate ethics, it will invalidate medicine, it will invalidate it will invalidate the whole justice system without ethics, without morality, for reasons I'm not going to repeat exactly now. So, and all of that will happen if the theory is true and if everyone accepts it. But it wouldn't happen now because, well, for now everyone can just say it's simply wrong and ignore the possibility that it's right. But what then I suggested there's a type of experiment that may confirm it, and confirm it in a way that would be more. It would be preferable to accept the theory than to reject it, because too much would be lost. And I even said I said that there's another, like, the consequence of this, like, you can, because what this experiment does, what this confirmation does, is it uses time that is outside of wakeful time. Then you can perform processes that would take a lot of energy and time and whatever in wakeful reality, and you can then take that information back to wakeful reality. And then you can, for example, mine Bitcoin or hack passwords, or hack anything that you can then exploit using the information that you collect from that other alternate reality or perceived reality. Kind of like if you know something about the browsers, that's like what you use a service worker for. But never mind, I digress. So, but then what if we succeed in that? What if we get the confirmation, and now the theory is correct, and even if you don't want to know about it, you don't want to know about it, well, the person that knows about it will have all the Bitcoin. The person that knows about it will know all the password. The person that knows about it will have technology, like advantages that you can't even imagine. Like you won't be able to escape it. So okay, so through the same experiment that we will confirm it, so it will happen simultaneously. Okay, so you are in reality where you either accept that the theory is true or you are left behind. Okay, so what would happen then? Okay, so now, let's say everyone understands that they have to confront this theory and understand that it is true. But what then? Like, everyone has, like, something they don't like about their lives, and there's a lot of people that have an investment, let's say, in science or in medicine or in any achievement that we have right now, which this theory will invalidate, including morality, ethics, religion. And now the question is, why shouldn't they all just say, you know what? The theory says that you can just, you will never, experience never end. You would just, if you die, you just come into the reality, like into a different reality. So why not just abandon this one? Everyone will suicide in masses, all because I suggested that. Like, is that something that they should do? Well, so I think that you need to understand that what confirming this theory is not like confirming the idea that there are parallel universes. That's not what this theory argues. Like, this is just a very simplistic way of understanding it. What actually this says is that, well, even though we are all experiential agents, our manifestation is an experiential intersections. And for our experiential intersections to be compelling, to be something that we want, we need to intersect with other experiential agents through a wakeful union. You don't get to have like a meaningful life, something that you want, in isolation from all other experiential agents. You just don't. It's simply not interesting. It's not something that you want to be in. It's boring. There's nothing, and it's also very. You can build on it. Like the stability of the reality that you operate in depends on there being other experiential agents locking aspects of reality, so that you can depend on them to be there even if you don't think about them. And if without them, you won't have a reality to be in. So what I'm saying is, you're not you can't really escape. You can't really leave this predicament where you are. Even if the theory is true, it doesn't mean that you have you have much of an advantage leaving. You're not leaving. You're just coming back in a different reality, and you don't know if it's going to be worse. I mean, you could end up as the, I don't know, as the food on someone's plate. By the same way, you could end up in a reality that's better. Like, you don't know. Now, so the thing to understand is, again, wakeful unions are necessary. Shared realities are necessary. It's not optional. And you can see, and it cannot be too good or too bad. Like, like when you have dreams and they are really bad dreams, and then when they get really, really awful, then you wake up. It's because there's only so much that the experience would tolerate before it just like say, okay, I'm leaving, and you're gone. And the same for too good. If something is too good, you feel like, oh, this is so wonderful, then wake up. Why? Because reality cannot be a buffet where you get everything that you want, no matter which, because it's always a union. It's always a compromise between you and other experiential agents. And you can even say that, let's say, your corporeal death, bodily death, happens when the body is so miserable that the experience just says, you know what, I'm out. That's why you can make the argument that the reason a corporeal death happens is because experience simply says, I'm not taking this anymore, and it just leaves. Of course, there are other ways of leaving, and there are more intentional ways. But again, you're never just really leaving. You're coming back. You're coming back to another wakeful union, to another. So, you have to realize, like, if this theory is true, if this theory is confirmed, it becomes necessary to understand that all our, like we think about heaven and hell as the afterlife, with like a reality that is pure bliss versus a reality that is pure horror, and like this is how we aim. We think like that the next after our life, if there is a life after, it might be something like that, and we aim our lives towards something like that, and that's not going to happen. It's not that there is no afterlife, but the afterlife is not going to be that thing that we have been thinking about, like in religions, of something that's purely better, purely worse. It's not even in the ballpark. Like you might end up return into your previous life, like the life that you already led, and just relive it again. It's all about experience reflecting on a different objective substrate. So, if you want to grapple with this new reality, you need to it will be important to understand it's not that we just tore down everything that we knew and everything goes. No, that it's the exact opposite of that. We tear up. Once we confirm this theory, we tear up all the open-ended questions that we had. All the things that we said, we will never answer these questions, like what happens after life, after death, what is morality, what's the meaning of life? All those questions get torn away. They are no longer questions, they are now answers. And now you are in a reality where you have the answers, and now you have to figure out what you want to do, what you should do, or what you should do, considering what are the options and what are your preferences. But it's not like this reality tears down the uncertainty. This theory, segmented aspects, turns down the uncertainty in many aspects. It doesn't tear down a system. It brings in a system when right now all you have is doubt.